that? Okay, it's recording. So I kind of wanted to just go over, just the importance of this season. I know that a lot of people, it's so obvious, your volume starts dropping. It's harder to kind of enroll those customers just because of, the excuses that people are kind of telling you. They're just saying, well, I have holidays coming up, or I'm going to visit family, or I'm traveling, or I'm too busy, or they don't respond to you. Whatever it is, you guys, this is just a season of planting. Like, I cannot express how important this season is right now. I know a lot of you, you're feeling discouraged with your business right now. You're kind of, a lot of you haven't been through this season of a year in a business like this before. And I remember last year, me even texting Courtney and saying like, what the heck? No one will enroll. Like, we all go through it. And that's why I really wanted to get, Courtney's ambassador. She's been in this for 5 years now, almost 5 years or something like that. Right?
Sorry, what did you say?
Have you been in this for 5 years now? Is it almost 5 years or something? Or 4? Yeah. So she's been in this, and she's been through every season of this business. She's been through everything. And so I thought it would be really awesome to have her on here and to be able to share, I've been in this for 2 years. So I have been through both seasons, all the seasons for 2 times now. So, we are just going to kind of go over that and just go over, that if you're feeling discouraged, if you're feeling like you're not enrolling as much, or you feel like your volume's not going up, or maybe your team isn't working with you right now, that's okay, because the season is just as important as boom season, as the good seasons, because this is what we call planting season. So right now, you're going to be spending the majority of your time talking to people, getting the word out there, messaging people, writing down your potentials, because when boom season comes around, which I know y'all are all listening to everyone talk about boom season, and you're like, what the heck? I remember, just thinking, what is everyone talking about? Like, what is the boom? Bring in the boom. I'm so confused. I have no idea what this is. But when you're in it, what you're in. So boom season is kind of what we clarify, like the beginning of the year to, like around school starting and school ending and stuff like that, because people get their tax returns in January. Everyone thinks they're going to be a new year, new me, and they all think they're going to get super skinny and get super rich. And that's where we come in. We're able to actually help them get super skinny and get super rich. So, when the New Year's comes around, that's just where all of the work you're putting in right now is so, 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 so important when it comes around to the new year, on importance on that. So Courtney, you want to share something, just talking about that going through right now?
Yeah, so I remember, I started in April of 2014. And so it was so crazy because during like November, December, everybody was like, oh, like a boom's coming, boom season, like plant seeds. And I was just like, what are you talking about? Like, I had no clue what they were talking about. And so I went diamond in December of that year. No, it was November of that year. Here, just one second. My mom keeps calling me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I mean, we're not saying like this is like a period of like where you're not going to enroll any customers at all, or you're not going to enroll any distributors or whatever. It's just a time where it's going to be more slower than what it is in the actual time of when we enroll in like the beginning of the year. Yes, I can unmute you. There you go.
Okay, there we go. Sorry. Okay. She kept calling me. I was like, I better answer it. Okay, yeah. So basically, everyone was talking about it, and I was just like wondering, like, okay, like I'm just gonna do what they are saying. Like, I have no idea what to expect. And so I went diamond in, I think it was November, and then you guys, come January through April, I went presidential. So I went from diamond in November, and then come January, triple promoted almost. There was 1 month in between there from triple to pres. So that's just literally from the time that I spent in November and December talking to so many people. And I actually saw this quote today, and I thought it was so perfect for this. It says, striving for success without hard work is like trying to harvest where you haven't planted. And I was like, I love that. And it's so true, because if you don't plant the seeds, there's not going to be anything for you to harvest. There's nothing that's going to come your way. And so right now, this time of the year is really going to show come January, February, March, April, like during boom season. You're going to, if you're not taking advantage of this time, basically you're going to be regretting it and starting to watch all the people who are taking advantage of this time, just blow up in their business. Like, it's just a whole nother level of craziness that, I don't know, it's going to blow your mind. So, and I love that we're just pointing it out to you guys, because I know a lot of you are like, you might not know, like, okay, like what's going on? Like, I'm not getting as many people, or I'm talking to so many people, but they're just not signing up. So it's just, we just want to point it out with you guys and just like talk to you how important it is to still be making sure you're investing your time in your business and really taking advantage of this time as much as you possibly can.
Yeah. I know that, I mean, the same thing happened to me. I went, Diamond in March. I had life happen. A lot of people on my team know that. Kind of went through a season in my own business and all of that. And then I went to conference, not doing so great in my business. And then I went double, triple presidential all within this year. I went double right after I left conference, and that was in boom season. So, I mean, both of us, that just shows how much, like, if you're really truly working throughout the season of the time where you feel the most discouraged and, you feel like you're not necessarily reaping the benefits as much right now, just know that so much is coming in your business if you're willing to put in that work and show up every single day during the time where you feel like you're not necessarily 100% doing that great. I know, like, even me, like, I understood, coming into this year, I was getting prepared. I know I show this to a lot of people, but I always have my binder, and I literally have, me writing down all of my potentials. I have a list in here of all the people that I've talked to, what they were thinking about buying and all of that stuff, so that when boom season does come around, I'm ready. I have all my potentials that I've been talking to. I know that when I follow up with them, they're going to buy from me because they got their tax returns and they're feeling like they want to lose weight and, all those things I just talked about. It's so important to make sure you're doing that. And I don't want any of y'all to get left behind because at conference, Mark announces bonuses for the year. And I don't want, them to announce those bonuses. And you're like, well, crap, I don't have any potential distributors and I haven't been working because I've been super discouraged. So now I have no one to talk to. And I know that it sucks to kind of sit behind on the sidelines and see everyone else, taking advantage of boom season and flying through all the promotions and getting those bonuses. And, you kind of sat back. And so we're kind of doing this just to show you, you may feel like you don't necessarily know what steps to take right now, and you've never been through this. That's why we wanted to get on here and share it with you. So I wanted to kind of go over too that this is sales. This is not, an everyday 9-to-5 job where you're going to have consistent pay every single day, every hour that you're working, but you also have to balance the pros and cons of everything. You have so much freedom in this business, and you're able to travel and able to, get a weekly bonus if you need one, and you're able to control your pay 110%. So that's important if you've never been in a sales job. I know my dad has always been in sales, so I've been able to be around that and kind of experience that everything is up and down. This time of the year is really bad for his business too. And the beginning of the year is great for him too. It's that way with anything, like JCPenney, any of those chain stores, they have really great seasons and really bad. And then same with all sports have certain seasons that their sports, you play and you do really good. And then there's some that I'm really glad I remembered that. Think about practice for football. They have their actual season and they have off season. There's not a day in off season that they don't go lift and they don't go practice and they don't go out on the field, because that may not be their season right then, but they're planting, they're working super hard. They're making sure their muscles stay strong. That's the exact same thing that we're doing right now. We are planting seeds. We are working behind the scenes so that when our season comes, we're ready and prepared for it. And that's the exact same thing. So if you ever played sports in high school and you know that off season did not mean slack season, it did not mean you sat there and you're like, oh great, my season's over. I'm just going to go to class. I don't have to practice anymore. I get to live my life. No, if you were an athlete in high school, you worked every single day, no matter what. You didn't sit back. You didn't, start eating super badly and gain a ton of weight so that when your sport came back, you weren't in shape again. That's the exact same thing as this business. You have to work behind the scenes, even when it's hard, even when your team may not be working with you, even when you feel like all odds are against you or people are telling you they can't afford it. I went from enrolling a ton of customers to understanding that, I have put in the work. I've been messaging. I post every single day. I posted on my stories. I've talked about these promotions and everything. So I know, when I go to bed at night, that I did what I was supposed to do. And if I didn't enroll, I didn't enroll, but I'm going to enroll them eventually. It doesn't mean I'm going to enroll them right now. So if you had anything to share.
Yeah, I just have to throw out there is that I enrolled Carly Guerrero, who is on the Show Me the Money call right now, and in November, and Shay in December, you guys. So that's just another thing is the boom season is going to be so huge come the beginning of the year, but this time of the year, it doesn't mean you're not going to enroll people. It doesn't mean you're not going to go anywhere. It's still, you might just be feeling like you're doubling your efforts. So of me messaging maybe 100 people a day, I'll message 200 people a day to get enrollments. You can still promote. Like I said, I went diamond my first year in November. And so, and I know so many other people have promoted during this time of the year too. So it's not that it can't happen for you. It's just that you have to be taking advantage and just know that the effort that you put in that's what you're going to reap. And that's where, those are the results that you're going to get in the end. So just keeping that in mind and just knowing that going into the year, I think is just so, so important. Oh, and something else too is so many people, I think this is the biggest time of the year that people realize like how badly they need that extra income. And I think it's so important to really just be like thinking of those other people and, you know, putting the opportunity out there, because an extra $500 for so many families will just change their life for Christmas. And so many people are going to get second and third jobs right now, more than that, just so they can give their kids like a good Christmas. And they can literally do that from their phones with this business. And so just keep that in mind when you're talking and sharing this opportunity with people, especially in this month. If you have some of those $20 codes, I mean, literally they could join $20 and by Christmas be making that extra $500. So just definitely be keeping that in mind. And like something else that I just love too is that like our company is always going to be doing something to like help us through these times. So all the Cyber Monday deals, you know, make sure that you're taking advantage of all the deals. You're following all your current customers and letting them know that, you know, what deals are going on, and just constantly be sharing what they're doing, because they're going to continue to, you know, share things with us and do things for us to end the year like really strong.
Exactly. And I think that's super incredible. You know, it's not only the season of everything, but our company is always behind us in everything that we do. So they know that this is not, you know, it's a season of just 100% growth like we normally have at the beginning of the year. So they're, you know, reprimanding that with all these deals that we have. So that's another thing I wanted to kind of go over is a lot of you, you know, you reach out to me, you reach out to your leader, and you just say, well, I'm just so discouraged. And, you know, I'm not getting the enrollments that I should be. And, you know, my team's not working, and you're focusing on all the negatives all the time. And you're never, you know, focusing on the fact that you do have people on your team working, and you have enrolled 10 customers, and you have enrolled 2 distributors. It's so easy to sit there and sulk on the things that suck, because that's just how things are. Anytime like you're having a bad day and you wake up and you run out of toothpaste and you can't brush your teeth. I mean, if y'all have not watched The Secret, that's where I always get this example from. I'm a huge analogies person, stupid, but watch The Secret on Netflix if you get a chance to. It's so incredible. But it just says, like, you know, if you wake up and you run out of toothpaste and you can't brush your teeth, and then you have a stain on your shirt, and then you get behind every stoplight, like, you're going to focus on all the bad things rather than all the good things in your life. And that happen throughout the day because you're focusing on what's not working. So if you're in this season and you're already feeling discouraged about your business and you're not enrolling, you're going to sit there and focus on all the things that are sucking rather than the things that are working out so well. Like, we have so many deals going on right now. You have so many people on your team that truly, like, that motivates me, because I have a lot of girls on my team that are moms, and they're trying to put gifts under the tree for their kids. So that should motivate you. You know, show up for your business so that they can show up too. Be the leader for them. Be the example for them to follow, because that's so important. I know that, you know, Courtney has never stopped working her business. So therefore, you know, I've always followed her and watched her posting and watched the things that she's doing, because that's what you're supposed to do. So I always make sure too that, you know, what you're posting is super quality. So I have never not posted about this business a day in my whole life since I've been in this business for 2 years, every single day. So I make sure that I'm putting out quality posts. If I don't have pictures to post, I'm putting on a cute top and standing in front of a wall and having my boyfriend go take a picture of me and slapping a filter on it. It does not take effort, a whole lot of effort, to be able to just make a good post and make a good quality caption about, you know, people need money right now. And so if you're out there posting about making an extra $500 a month for the holidays, especially if you have $20 codes, people want that. People want what we have. You just have to put it out there for them. So I don't want y'all to feel, you know, kind of like I said, that you just can't enroll throughout this period. It's just a decision that you have to work a little bit harder and understand that you kind of have to be more convincing. I know when I'm promoting, I'm really relentless. So people are like, well, let me think about it. I'm like, no, like, let's not think about it. Like, I'm super pushy, which I know a lot of people, you know, that's just kind of the way that you are. So you kind of have to figure out, you know, how to talk to people a little bit more. If they think they're going to think about it, just say like, look, especially if it's a distributor, just being like, look, this is the time where you need that extra income for Christmas. Like, I totally know that you can be so successful with this. It could just bring in a couple $100. Just telling people that and, you know, helping them and knowing that you're going to lead them is super awesome, because you can be like such a life-changing aspect to someone's life throughout Christmas, because that's a really big deal for a lot of people. And same for, you know, holidays. A lot of people have indulged on all the calories and all the things throughout Thanksgiving. So being able to talk about the products with them. So Courtney, do you have anything else to share about that?
Something else I just wanted to throw out is just like with the holidays, like be taking advantage of it. So like Thanksgiving, like I literally brought my keto coffee with me, and whenever the dessert time came up, I made me some keto coffee, and all my aunts were like, is that the stuff you've been posting about? Or my aunts that aren't on social media are like, what is that? And They asked if I've lost weight, and I'm like, yeah, like I've literally been switching this out as my breakfast, and like literally my aunts, like so many of them were trying it that night, and so just be taking advantage of it and like give people that option too. If they're like, I just can't afford it with Christmas right around the corner, be like, treat yourself, like, or have somebody that's going to buy you something, get you some keto coffee if you've been wanting it, because so many people do put themselves last, you know, especially during this time, and so just be like putting that option out there too for the holidays. I think just like be smart about like how you're promoting it too, like this is the time of the year everyone's like, oh crap, like I'm gonna gain a lot of weight. We have the products to do that, but then like come the new year, guys, like she said earlier, like we have everything that people want for the new year's, which is just another reason why we blow up. People want to lose weight, they want to make money, and we have that. And so who are they going to think of come the new year when they're thinking, oh wait, here, you know, they're setting up their new year's resolutions? Who are they going to think of? Is it going to be you? Because if it's not going to be you, it's going to be one of us who are being consistent, who are posting every single day. They're going to be thinking of that person that they've been watching throughout this time of the year. And so many people are already telling me, they're like, okay, like right now, maybe not, you know, maybe not right now, but come the new year, like I'm going to hit you up. And so just be keeping that in mind. I think it's just so important. And most of all, just be keeping like, you know, as always, just watch your leaders, what we're doing, you know, any deals that we're doing, just be like sharing those. And I don't know, I think it's just so important that we're just putting it out there on the table and that you guys understand it. And seriously, if you guys have any questions about it at all, like be asking in the chat, be on the team pages. But like she said, self-development is just so huge during this time of the year, because I remember that message from you last year being like, Courtney, what is going on? Like my volume is terrible. Like what is happening? And I was like, it's okay. Like it's normal. And so that's why we just like to share it with you guys, because we want you all to know that it's just a part of it. And it's part of the process. So don't feel down and just keep on going. And like in the end, you're just going to be so thankful that you did.
Yes. And I remember, you know, just through those periods of my business that were like not that great and I was making really low paychecks and I was really stressed, I never once stopped working my business as far as like, you know, posting and messaging and starting conversations and talking to people, because, you know, what the conversations you're having right now, I mean, think about it. I don't know how long most of y'all have been in this, but when I got started in December, I mean, I'm still enrolling those people today that I taught. I'll scroll up a little bit and it'll say like I messaged them December 26th, 4 days after I got started, and they're just now signing up. So that's a big aspect in understanding all these people you're talking to right now. That's why we're like putting so much emphasis on this, is just understanding when boom season comes, you have so many people to talk to because you've been working throughout all of these months. And I always knew, you know, this is sales, like I said, so it's going to be super inconsistent. It's not going to be something that's you're going to make $200 a month on the dot every single day because you know you worked every day. It's always just going to be how hard you work. That's how you're reimbursed. And so I always just knew throughout those periods of time, I was like, just wait, Cheyenne. Like there's so much coming. And I was right, because now I'm presidential. And if you would have told me that in those months where I was like not doing that great, I would have laughed, because that's such a huge jump. But I never stopped. I never quit. I mean, because giving up and quitting, I know so many people that have already, you know, just even on my team that just like, you know, I don't want to do this anymore because it gets hard. You can't give up when things get hard. It's just like life. You can't throw in the towel. You got to keep going. You got to put one foot in front of the other, keep working, because imagine, you guys, it takes one person to completely change your business. I mean, Courtney can vouch for that. I mean, she enrolled Carly and then she enrolled me, and now here we are. It's like it takes literally one person to join your business, and that completely changes it so much. Just one person that's willing to match your effort and work with you. So this is kind of a shorter Zoom, but it's just we really want to put emphasis on how important it is to be working your business, you guys. Like message more, post more intentionally, get out, you know, you just get out your struggles, be vulnerable when you're making those live posts, and just share how, you know, this is a time where people really need money and you want to be there for people. And, you know, always show you're open for business. Don't be that kind of store that, you know, you drive up to and they're closed and you're like, what the heck? It's Monday at 2:00. Why are you closed? You know, you always want to have your doors open so that people always know they can come to you when they're struggling, and, you know, they're like, crap, I don't have any money for Christmas gifts. They know, oh, well, there's this girl on social media that's been posting about making all this money. I want that. So be that person for them and be there with your doors and your arms wide open for them, and just make sure that you're putting in the amount of work that you need to be doing in order for boom season to come, because y'all, it's coming and it's amazing, and it will change your whole entire business, because you can go, I mean, I went from making $200 over 5 figures in 5 months, you guys. Like that's so huge. And I know that can be all if you just don't give up, because quitting doesn't get you anywhere. It gets you back to the point where you started this business, and I know that's not what y'all want. So Courtney, if you don't have anything else to share, we can kind of go through. If y'all have questions, be sure to post them in the chat, because this is, yeah, you're good.
just one more thing as I was going to say is like today I was actually thinking about this randomly. I was like, I just want to end the year so strong. Like I feel like so many times during this time of the year we're like, oh, there's just so much going on. Like you could just use so many excuses. And like today I was like, we all just like want to start the year so strong. We're all so excited and have these huge goals, but like why not end the year strong and just be like, wow, like I just kicked that year's freaking butt. Like I started it strong, I ended it strong. Like you have to just keep running. Like, you know, it's just like when you're running a race. Like it gets the most tiring when you're almost to the end. You just have to keep pushing to actually like get to where you want to get and reach that goal. And so just keep that in mind, that don't let your goals know that it's not too late to do it. There's still 4 days left and you guys can do whatever you want to by December if you just set your mind to it and you truly believe it and you put in that work. I have absolutely no doubt
about it. 100% true. Someone said, I don't have people interested, but no one can. I have people interested, but no one can afford the 99. So this is something that I have talked to my team a lot about. I have built my business. Courtney has built her business completely with $99 kits. Like everything has always been full price. People have had to pay $99 to get started. This whole $20 deal is great, but I don't want you to feel like since you don't have $20 codes, you can't be successful, because I built, all the way to Triple Diamond without a deal on any of the kits ever. So with that being said, people will find the $99 if they want it bad enough. Like I remember I was going to post about this and I never did. I went through my closet and sold stuff and I thought I would make a couple bucks, and I made like over $300 just from selling my stuff on Facebook. So if people want to join, they can come up with $99, because $99 is a lot, yes, but you can come up with it pretty quickly if you get creative. So just be sure to tell people that if they can't afford the $99, just say, well, you can figure out like how to sell something, how to borrow it from somebody. It's almost Christmas. Ask for money for a gift and join. So don't freak out that you don't have $20 codes. It's not the end of the world.
I like to say too, like only $99. Like you spend $99 on crazy things all the time. So like I think a lot of it is within like your confidence. Because I remember when I first started, I thought it was a lot of money, but now I'm like, wow, like I literally started this business for $99 and literally made 1 million, like was in the Millionaires Club this year, which means I made $1 million in starting this business, you guys. That shows that like starting a business, like you can't go out and start any business for $99, no matter what you do. If you go open your boutique, if you go start a nail salon, like whatever you're doing, like you can't start a business for $99, like barely ever. And so just be confident when you're sharing it with people, because that $99 can turn into anything that you want it to. So I think it's so much confidence within yourself. But also just like people are going to watch you, like make sure that you're sharing your heart and you're sharing why that $99 was worth it for you, and just be real and raw with them. And within time, they're going to like find that belief within themselves to just we find what's important to us. So if they, if it's important to them to get started in this business, they're going to find that $99.
Exactly. Audrey, you can find all of the recordings on my YouTube channel. I post like this one will be posted tonight. I'm pretty good about posting them quickly. Courtney, how do you motivate your new distributors that sign up and then ignore your text messages right away?
I don't think you just can like necessarily motivate people, but like something that I know Cheyenne does, which I love that you do this, is that you call out the elephant in the room. So she's good at reading people, and she shared this and I was like, this is so true. So if you can just kind of like tell people are nervous when they're first starting and then you don't get a response back, just be like, hey, like I know you're nervous, I get it, I was nervous too, and just kind of like bring up to them. But I love just like sending them a voice message, just being like, hey, I just wanted to reach out, like where do you stand, like are you okay, are you nervous, how are you feeling? Because don't try to do just like small talk, because they're not going to want to respond back to you. Like ask them questions and try to bring up what it could be that's bothering them, and just think of like how you felt when you started. So just make sure you're trying to really build that relationship with them. FaceTime them, give them a call, but just try to just really figure out what it is that could be, but to get them to talk to you, I think, and just really open up to them. But I think that at the end of the day, like you just have to like find out like why they join. You're gonna have some people join and literally never message me back, but I definitely do take some time to like try to at least figure out what it could be first.
Yeah, because I have found that if I text them and I'm like, hey, how many messages have you sent out today? Hey, like, have you posted today? They haven't. So they don't want to come up to you and tell you like, no, I haven't messaged. They're not going to tell you that. So you kind of, they're not posting because you see their social media. They're not messaging because they're not enrolling. So you just literally just go to them and be like, hey, I know you're not enrolling. I know you haven't posted. Is it because you're scared to post because you don't want people to judge you? Like, I know that. Like, I know that's what they're thinking. So just always call out the elephant in the room and like discuss what you think they're going through. But don't ever just say like, hey, have you posted? Hey, have you done this? Hey, because then they feel like they're being attacked because they haven't done that. Do we know yet when the deals are ending? Tonight at midnight. I don't know if they'll extend them. Probably not, but could be a possibility. But as of now, they end tonight. What's in your binder? I just have some little dividers that I bought from the Target dollar section for a whole $1. And I have a list of my potentials. Cheyenne made this on Excel. She just go on Excel and make the tab spider, and I just put my potentials down and what they want to order. My hosted post list of people that have posted for me. All of my charts. My steps to success that you can get in your document library. That's how I keep track of all the customers that I enroll. And then all of my past charts that I have, and it's all just in this binder, and I made a goal sheet on the front of what my promotions are. And if I don't reach them, I cross them out and make a new date. Courtney, what are your tips on adding new people on social media?
I just find people who are like, I don't know, I love fashion. So like from the beginning, like I've always just found people that I can relate to. I follow people over the age of 18, but I do like a lot of fashion bloggers, shopping boutiques, literally anyone that I just feel like is like normal. I don't know, girl that's over 18.
I think it's super important if you brand yourself like on things that you love. Like I know Alyssa Jennings, for example, she loves dogs. And so when she goes through Instagram and she kind of goes, to people that like dogs and follows their friends so that, if someone comes to follow you, like if you love horses, or maybe like Lauren O'Connor, she loves horses and she's like actively in competitions and stuff. She follows other people that like horses so that when they follow them, they're making that connection. They're not following you just because you sell something. They're following you because they relate to you. So that's a big thing when you're trying to follow or find people that you want to follow. How are you doing cold messaging with Insta? I'm still messaging just the same. How do you follow without having any apps to unfollow? So that's a big thing. I was thinking about this the other day. Like when I joined, we didn't have apps that followed. We didn't have apps that posted. We didn't have any of that. Like, I don't know, Courtney, if y'all ever did stuff like that. I know that when I started, I did everything organically. Like everything I did was by hand. You what?
Within the last 2 years, I think that's when I had like Cleaner and Captivate. But at first, like I had none of that. So I would just go through and just like start looking. Like sometimes I'll like follow too quickly and I'll just go and follow like pages that are like 12-year-olds or just, I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of just go through and figure out which people like I don't maybe want to follow. Maybe they're too young, stuff like that. And then I know like sometimes I interact with a lot of people, so I know if I've interacted with them a lot and they don't follow me back, then I think that's all the questions. So I really hope that this helped y'all a lot in understanding how important this season is for your business, you guys. If you're discouraged, focusing on the negatives isn't going to help. So if you're feeling discouraged about your business, or maybe you're feeling like you're not enrolling a lot, put in that much more effort, put in that much more work, because more work is obviously going to equal more results. So no matter how much you're working, you're going to reap the benefits of that at one point or another. So make sure you're putting one foot in front of the other. You're plugging in. I always know when I'm feeling discouraged, when I get really close with my team and start plugging in with them. When I see other people working, that always encourages me to work harder. So make sure that you're finding those people that truly inspire you and making sure that you have your why at the forefront of your business, and knowing that, boom season is coming, you guys, and I hope that y'all are coming to conference. If you haven't bought your conference ticket, do that. Make that your Christmas gift from somebody to go. So, so, so important. I can't stress that enough. You need to go to conference. Like, my business blew up after that and blew up in boom season. So we just really wanted to get on here and encourage y'all. We love y'all. We're proud of you. The year is not over. The month is not over. So many incredible things can happen within 4 days. I've seen it happen in my own business. I've seen it happen from some other people. So if you're close to a promotion, it does not mean give up. If you see that big number of volume that you are away, 4 days is a lot of time, and a lot of time can do a lot of things in your business. So I hope this helped y'all. It will be on my YouTube channel. Just type in my first and last name on YouTube and it'll pull it up. I'm so out of breath because I'm so sick and I can't breathe. So I hope y'all have a good night. I love y'all. I'm proud of you, and I'm really excited for everything that's coming. Bye, y'all. Thanks, Courtney.